we've got one of my favourite body shells. It looks awesome with them alloy wheels. It looks real. I mean, these pictures I've taken of that car, it looks like a real car. So this is the Advanced Supra JGTC 2003 version, and this is the number 25. Is it number 25 because it's the 25th anniversary? I'm not sure, but yeah. So this has become rare. I've seen it once, I think. Yeah. So, and that's like around the world. I've only ever seen one that's been kind of like boxed and new. They might still be coming out, guys, I don't know, but I haven't come across them. So this was made in 2010, and it's a 94mm wheelbase. It's the RM, rear motor mount, and it's narrow. Is this, but I've got wide wheels on the back, so that's how I like it. I've got this on there, guys, as a bit of a bonus because obviously this is part of the lineup in the Initial D animation. I didn't even know that. I'd bought this ages ago from Japan. It was on pretty cheap because it was pre-owned. Little did I know that as time would go on, I'd buy the other two cars that are in the set. So yeah, that's just on there, so we have a look at it as I put the other ones on as well. So pretty cool. And it's kind of well, obviously it's been very popular in Japan, and since 1983 there's been like 5 generations of the lineup. So pretty cool, man. There's a big following for these cars, and people like to keep them with that classic kind of look. There's a lot of nostalgia, and yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't really got into the Initial D animation scene, but it's big in Japan. So yeah, these have been found in Group A and Group N racing, even in rally circuits. Crazy. And even to this day, there's a lot of appeal of the 886 in motorsports. And I think most of it's because it's quite a lightweight coupe, so. Okay guys, and here we've got the Kyosho JKB86 Kyosho 50th Anniversary Special Edition. So obviously it's made by Toyota. This is the model 86. Livery is Kyosho JKB. The driver is Nanami Sakamoto from Japan. This is first produced in January 2014, and it's rare. So this is a limited edition, and only 1,800 pieces were made. Okay, and this is obviously part of the 50th anniversary collection. The wheelbase, guys, is 94mm and it's at L, and the chassis was MR03 narrow with rear motor mount. The front are 1.5 narrow and the rears are minus 0.7 wide. Guys, this is definitely amazing and rare, and as far as I know, this is a one-off. So this is the Toyota Supra that was driven in the Fast and Furious series by Paul Walker and Brian O'Connor. And wow, it was basically a customized Supra that was built by the Shark Shop in California, and they used it throughout the movie and in the final race against the Dodge Charger that was driven by Vin Diesel. And this little bad boy in real life had 220 bhp, and it was a 6 litre engine with a 5-speed manual gearbox. The real car, guys, got auctioned off for $185,000. So I managed to get hold of this little beauty here. Somebody had redone this as a replica of that car. They've done a really that's a good job. They've done a good job. So guys, we've got the wood one, Tom Supra. This is the JGTC 2004 version, which is the number 36 one. and I do like the wheels. I have the other Supras and they've got like white wheels and some have got black, but the wheels on these are quite nice because the other ones have got less spokes. So it's got a nice like, little look to it. And the sponsor wood one is just like they do interior supplies for homes and offices. So I've never seen a wood one on any other car except for this one. And Tom's basically they create aftermarket parts for, in this case, for the Toyota vehicles. And they've also, and I have got them ones as well, they've created their own special edition on some of the Lexus models, which I've got as well, because I had a Tom's one which was in black. This particular car, guys, it came second in the Suzuka 300km. Okay guys, so here we've got another Supra and everything's going on, from rain to flying planes to everything. Okay, so this was cheap as chips, guys. Didn't come with a dummy chassis, didn't come with wheels, and I thought, you know what, can't go wrong really. It was about £5-6 just to have for a racing shell, or even just as an additional shell if we're going to do some race vids. So yep, not really my cup of tea, not something I would go and bought brand new. The decals aren't that eye-catching, nor are they that amazing. Not is it amazing to look at. The colour scheme is nothing great. So colours and shapes is something that really, you know, attracts me towards cars in general. So especially Mini Zs. So there wasn't really much going on here. I really felt that the Esso Ultra Flow was just really bland. So I would never go for it brand new, but getting it cheap, and if you've got cars that run that wheelbase and you have the body mounts for it anyway, it's no biggie, man, no brainer. So it's good. Okay, so here we've got the Toyota Sprinter True Treno A86. This is the Aero version and this is in red. This is a 90mm wheelbase and it's the rear motor mount version, guys. So this is an all-wheel drive car. So it'll be the drifting car. So red is pretty rare, guys, and the person who bought this told me that he got it for £60 from Japan, and it's not being used. It's fitted the light kit inside it as well, which makes my life a lot easier, and should be pretty cool. Should be pretty cool in the vids as well. So should come with drifting wheels, and I mean that's obviously because the initial D anime, it's already got a following as it is, and that car has it's obviously a well-established car. It's a two-door coupe car, and basically, like, because it's been a lightweight, naturally aspirated, and I think, you know, I've heard of people using them not just in drifting courses or racing courses, but also in rally as well. So it's a popular platform, and in Japan, obviously, it's got that massive following, guys. So guys, I believe that this was also released as the 50th anniversary version, and this is the Karuwaza online version, which I think it's based on some anime characters. The colour scheme I really like. I'm not really fond of the lady on the side of the number, but just the colour scheme alone, I think it looks kind of cool. With them wheels, looks amazing. And this is rare. Now I can't remember, guys, if it was 1,500 or 2,000, but it definitely is a limited edition, officially limited edition Kyosho Mini Z. And so this is the Subaru BRZ, but also it's the Toyota 86, I think. But yeah, so this is number 773 version. And you would have noticed that Kyosho have brought out quite a few cars with the anime kind of look on them. There's a Lancia, Mitsubishi Lancia with that on as well. And also there's another version similar to this that's been brought out with it. The Fast and the Furious S2000 that also had, not as in detailed as this, but an anime picture on the actual car as well. So, okay guys, with the Toyota Supra over here, guys. And this is a metallic blue. That's a nice blue. And just for kicks, I've put the alloy wheel chassis underneath it. Not a perfect fit, but still looks kind of cool. So I definitely want to do little mods on there and bring out the shell. Might vinyl wrap it in a bit of a different colour in parts of the body shell, and may add decals. I'm not really sure, guys, but I definitely want a street kind of drifting look to that. And what I did is I ordered loads of 143 scale decals, so they're pretty small. I've got other sizes. I've got 125 scale, 118 scale decals as well, so you can mix it up basically and have different size decals on your cars. But it's just finding the right colour code. Rockstar stuff looks pretty cool, and that's something I probably will add onto them at some point, guys. The Rockstar stuff I feel will look really cool on black body shells, so that's something I am going to do. I'll probably try out stuff like this as well, and we'll see how that works out. But yep, can't go wrong, guys. In real life, them are beasts. People are doing 600 horsepower, 1000 horsepower with them cars, guys. Okay, guys, so here we've got the Retax Formula D Toyota AE86. And as I've mentioned, wasn't one that I thought about getting, but it's got lovely paintwork, guys. You just don't notice it. It is metallic. So yeah, so the A86 generation Toyota Corolla Levine and Toyota Sprinter Tureno. It's basically a small lightweight coupe introduced in 1983, and it was like the 5th generation Toyota Corollas. And this had a 1600cc engine, and it was a rear wheel drive. And the A represents the engine that came in the car. It was a 4A series. The E represents the Corolla. The 8 represents the 5th generation E80 series. And 6 represents the variation within the generation. That made no sense whatsoever, but okay, that's quite interesting. Play that back. Get that in your head. And it's got the angled display case. Pretty cool, man. Alrighty. So yeah, that definitely is like a scale replica of the original World Rally Championship car. And yeah, it's not up to date, it's not modern, but it just looks cool, man. That's classic. It's got a classic look to it. That would make a wicked thumbnail. I'm spoiled for choice, man. I want to make the McLarens a thumbnail. This is a thumbnail, it'll be pretty cool as well. So yeah, okay. Right, the rest of them don't really have display cases, but what I can do is I'll put the Ford GT on there so we can have a little look at that, and then we'll just stop it there. And under the Ford GT. Okay, guys, so here we've got the Toyota GT1 TS020 number 3. It's not totally rare, but has become much more rare. Don't you just love the way their mirrors are like positioned in different places? I've just noticed that's crazy. The one's on the actual fender, one's just below it, so that's interesting. Right, so yeah, guys, has become more harder to get hold of. When I got into Mini Z's, you could find these 10 to a penny. They were like everywhere, and now I've probably seen 2. So, and this is the racer's preference for Mini Z's. A lot of the guys who are racing with Mini Z's are using them cars. Okay, guys, so here we've got the MZC9Y Toyota Altezza. This has been a pretty confusing car for me because I wasn't sure if it was a Toyota or a Lexus. I know it's owned by the same company, but later on I've come to find out that this is the Toyota Altezza 280T, but it's also the Tom's Lexus IS200. So confusing, confusing car. This has become rare, guys. I only actually saw this pop up recently on eBay, and it was that metallic blue that I liked. Not an amazing shape that I was going to hanker after, but it was something different, and I like different stuff. Now, I didn't pull the trigger, I didn't press the button on the ones that are in Japan. I just thought it was a bit plain, but then this little baby turned up and I'm like, whoa, that's not official. It's not an official Red Bull series. Okay guys, and here we've got the Toyota Supra Ausirumo, is that French? I'm not sure. JGTC 2002. Love the colour scheme. If they had one more colour in there, it would have been even better, but it's still beautiful. So yep, so the maker's a Toyota. This model's a Supra JGTC 2002 number 1 version. Well, mine's isn't. Mine's number 38. Okay, that's a bit interesting. So, the first batch of these were produced in December 2002, and in 2012 it was classed as very rare. And even now, I've seen them come up, but they don't hang around for long. It's one of them ones. It's definitely one you want in your collection. If you're a Mini Z avid collector, that's beautiful. That is nice. You know, if I could only collect 10, and I'd kick myself for not putting that on the list, but you know, that would have got, let's say 15. That would have made the top 15 easy. Okay, guys, I'll just put this on as a bonus car because it is pretty rare. It's pretty difficult to get these new. I haven't come across many new. Pre-owned, you can see them, but they've been banged about a little bit. So here we've got the Formula D Falcon, Toyota Sprinter Turuno AE86. And this has got the 90mm wheelbase. It's an RM rear motor mount as well. It's funky though. Falcon, their colour schemes are kind of funky, man. They do that on a Porsche as well, in Mini Zs, but I've never come across the Porsche. I've never seen it come up for sale. So Falcon are basically a tyre corporation, and the Japanese manufacturer of automobile tyres. So I thought it was an American company, but it's not. But it was introduced into North America around 1983.